1 Kings 9. After Solomon finished building the Lord's temple, the royal palace, and all the other construction projects he had planned, the Lord appeared to Solomon a second time in the same way he had appeared to him at Gibeon. The Lord said to him, I have answered your prayers and your requests for help that you made to me. I have consecrated this temple you built by making it my permanent home. I will be constantly present there. You must serve me with integrity and sincerity, just as your father David did. Do everything I commanded and obey my rules and regulations. Then I will allow your dynasty to rule over Israel permanently, just as I promised your father David. You will not fail to have a successor on the throne of Israel. So one of the things that we have that happens is a promise is made to Abraham. Later, the promise is affirmed again. We have promises made to David. We have them affirmed again. We have promises made to Solomon. We have God returning again. We have these ongoing things. We have this pattern of the reaffirmation of promises made, of covenants made with the leaders of the people, the patriarchs of the people. And so now as the kingship is being established, just like Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, we have David and Solomon and establishing that for the people as well. And again, all of the conditions are there. If you do all of these things, then I will do these things. The kingship is the one successor on the throne is conditional. You need to permanently follow me to permanently have someone on the throne. But if, if you or your sons ever turn away from me, fail to obey the regulations and rules I instruct you to keep, and decide to serve and worship other gods, then I will remove Israel from the land I have given them. I will abandon this temple I have consecrated with my presence, and Israel will be mocked and ridiculed among the nations. So there we have it even further, going to say, I'll abandon it all. I will make you ridiculed among the nations, rather than what you were praying for everyone to come to me because of me and because of the temple and my presence and my miraculous deeds. When we are all aligned with you, I'll do the opposite. If you stray, if you abandon, then this temple will become a heap of ruins. Everyone will pass by it, will be shocked, and will hiss out their scorn, saying, why did the Lord do this to this land and this temple? Others will then answer, because they abandoned the Lord their God, who led their ancestors out of Egypt. They embraced other gods whom they worshipped and served. That is why the Lord has brought all this disaster down on them. So notice that when Solomon was praying, he acknowledged all of the disaster potentialities and saying, afterwards, let us return. Here, God going and saying, you made this, you've done all of this, you've got to uphold your end, you've got to do that. The promises were made to your father. The promises were made to you. You've made the prayers. I've heard the prayers. I'm holding you to it. I'm holding you to it. After 20 years, during which Solomon built the Lord's temple and the royal palace. So notice that they're not being built at the same time. They're not being built at the same time. Temple first, then the palace. They're ongoing. King Solomon gave King Hiram of Tyre 20 towns in the region of the Galilee because Hiram had supplied Solomon with the cedar, evergreens, and all the gold he wanted. Wait a minute. When did the gold get supplied? So we only had the agreement for the wood. Now we're finding out he also supplied gold as well. So he's giving him towns. So he was paying him with food for the royal court, if you remember. He's been paying him food monthly for the royal court, and that was a massive amount of annual stuff that he gave. Now we're finding out he also got gold. When Hiram went out from Tyre to inspect the towns Solomon had given him, he was not pleased with them. Hiram asked, why did you give me these towns, my friend? He called that area of the region a Kabul, a name which is retained to this day. Hiram had sent to the king 120 talents of gold. Okay, what do we have here? He called the land Kabul. The significance of the name is unclear. That is, appears to be disparaging. The name may be derived from a root attested to Akkadian or Arabic, meaning bound or restricted. Some propose the word play, pointing out that the name Kabul sounds like the Hebrew phrase, like not or as good as nothing. Yeah, I would probably go in that direction. Sounds more like good as nothing. Good as nothing. That's worthless. So this is interesting. He has been blessed by the king. He is now trying to reward the king, and the king is not pleased with what he gave him. So what is the 100 so is this just a Hiram had sent 120 talents of gold going back up to the gold that was here, or is this 120 talents, which doesn't sound necessarily like a lot, just in payment for these cities? 9,000 pounds of gold. Okay, so the 9,000, 5 tons. Yeah, that does sound like it's very likely just summarizing the amount of gold that was for the temple, 9,000 pounds. That's probably what it is. 5 tons, my goodness. Here are the details concerning the work crews King Solomon contrived to build the Lord's temple, his palace, the terrace, the walls of Jerusalem, the cities of Hazor, Megiddo, and Gezer. So we're not done. We thought we were done. We have a little interlude. No, now we're going to find out all of the workmen. Pharaoh, king of Egypt, had attacked and captured Gezer. He burned it and killed the Canaanites who lived in the city. He gave it as a wedding present to his daughter who had married Solomon. So we're just getting a little background there. So what else is going on? Solomon built up Gezer, Lower Beth Haran, Baal, Lath, Tadmor, in the wilderness, all the strong cities that belonged to him, and the cities where chariots and horses were kept. He built whatever he wanted in Jerusalem, Lebanon, and throughout the entire kingdom. Now, several non-Israelite peoples were left in the land after the conquest of Joshua, including the Amorites, Hittites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 who are left. See what the footnote says? Okay, it's just a phrasing of how that passage is, or that sentence is. That's it. Their descendants remained in the land. The Israelites were unable to wipe them out completely. Solomon conscripted them for his work, and they continued in that role to this very day. Again, that phrasing coming back in. This very day. It's all here to this very day. Solomon did not assign Israelites to the work crews. The Israelites served as his soldiers, attendants, officers, charioteers, and commanders of his chariot forces. So, foreigners in the land are conscripted to do the work, but they aren't doing the work other than that. Now, is this just the work of building these cities? Because it sounded like the stonemasons and quarries were more skilled, and they would have maybe been of the people, but not sure. These men were also in charge of Solomon's work projects. There were a total of 550 men who supervised the workers. Solomon built the terrace as soon as Pharaoh's daughter moved up from the city of David to the palace Solomon built for her. So Solomon is building a palace for her. He is married to her. So we have Pharaoh's daughter. It does not sound like yet. So for 20 years, he's been building. He was in office for 4 years prior to the building of the palace. So he probably has children by Pharaoh's daughter at this point. It's been 24 years-ish, somewhere around there. He's built the palace. She's come up. He did the city that was given as a wedding present, worked on that. And so now palace, she's coming to be there in Jerusalem. 3 times a year, Solomon offered burnt offerings and peace offerings on the altar he had built for the Lord, burning incense along with them before the Lord. He made the temple his official worship place. So why is that important? Because previously he had gone somewhere else to worship, and God met him there. Now he only goes to the temple, and he goes 3 times a year. The 3 festivals. That's why he's going. He is in obedience to that. He is leading the people. He is demonstrating how you live and follow God. King Solomon also built ships in Ezion-geber, which is located near Elat in the land of Edom, on the shore of the Red Sea. Hiram sent his fleet and some of his sailors, who were well acquainted with the sea, to serve with Solomon's men. They sailed to Ophir, took from there 420 talents of gold, and then brought them to King Solomon. So we had the 120 talents of gold earlier. I think that's what it was. Maybe I'm wrong on the number. We had the talents of gold given earlier. Now he's doing ships, sending them out, coming back with gold. So it's a joint venture with seasoned ships crews, with new ships crews going out and going to be serving and in service of the king.